Hello and welcome back to the Audacity Factor. My name is Kathryn Dawe, your host and the founder here at the Audacity Factor, and it is a pleasure to be back with you again. What I want to say to you today is nothing is wrong with you. It's not meant to be a reassurance. It's not meant to comfort you. It's not something to help you feel better. It's really structural. It's an orientation for you to actually have, and acknowledging that no matter what is happening in your life, there is literally nothing wrong with you. You know, most of us have been subject to, especially these days, to almost an addiction to process, to this thing we call growth, a personal growth. And it always seems to be in process. We're always offered this process or that process, this tactic, this course, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with any of those, but it always gives you this sense of you're not quite there yet. So you can't start making decisions on your own behalf or choices on your own behalf because you're not ready. So, there's nothing wrong with you if you are stuck in this kind of a loop, and it's a structural loop. The idea of waiting for this breakthrough, that's another tactic we can use to pause or delay actually making choices, making action. For one, two, this sense of being ready because you've gone through all the processes and you've taken all the courses and you've done all of the journaling and whatever it is that you utilize for your personal growth scenario. But in recognizing that we have all of these processes, all of these things that we have access to today, it can put you in a place where you always think they're not quite ready because you're not quite fixed enough. But what I'm offering you is a different space. I'm not here to be your guide. I'm not here to take you on a journey. I'm not here to take you through a series of steps or offer you a course or anything. It's really about an orientation of this is how things are right now. So now what do I do? I'm here to name the things that are already true and already present. You can do whatever you want with that. You may hear this and be like, okay, well, that's total BS. Totally your prerogative to do that. You can do nothing with this. This may hit a chord with you immediately, and you will know when it does strike you immediately. And that's really it. This is a space of orientation, letting you know there's not anything wrong with you. You haven't done anything wrong. The consequences of any of your choices aren't a verdict about who you are, because they're not. This is how we learn. And there seems to be such a current of this whole failure and success theme. As you know, many of you know who've watched my videos or read any of my past blog posts or anything, know that I don't believe in this term failure. Okay, something didn't work. Okay, but that doesn't mean anything about who you are. There is literally nothing wrong with you when you choose something and there are consequences that happen that we can't foresee any of that. We can always hope for the best, but hope isn't really what we're selling here, what I'm not selling anyway. It's really about opening your eyes to what is right in front of you, recognizing that, okay, well, this didn't work out. It doesn't mean you're a bad person or mean you're a failure. I think that is one of the worst threads that runs through our society right now, because we can all look at whatever videos, we can scroll any of the social media and think everybody looks perfect. And even when people show they're behind the scenes or whatever, you can see things are falling down or whatever it is they might be falling down. That would be me completely, as I'm recovering still from a broken ankle. However, but that gave me a position to actually be forced to look at the things that weren't working in my life, some of the choices that I've made that didn't help me to focus on what was real and true and what was working and what wasn't working. And sometimes that can feel like a big smack in the face, or smack in the back of the head, maybe, or for me, a broken ankle. But I want to let you know, literally, there is nothing wrong with you. And again, it's not meant to be a reassurance, not meant to comfort you, not to help make you feel better. It's just to help you orient yourself to recognize, oh my gosh, okay, well, this is something that didn't work out for me. Or maybe it was something that worked out great. But even so, if it didn't work out, great, because it's information. It gives you information about, okay, well, this direction may not be the right one for you. And I'll tell you when I learned this really the hard way. For 10 years, we won't go back into my relationship scenario. However, I made repeated attempts to create the same thing over and over again, maybe changing the container, maybe changing the wordage or the visuals or whatever it was, but it just didn't work ever. So, it is how many times are we going to stay on the hamster wheel and not think I have to make this work? And when you find yourself saying that, make this work. Know that probably the majority of the time, this is not something that's meant to work for you. It doesn't mean anything about you other than you took a chance, made a choice, and it didn't work. And that's okay. It gave you information. Okay, well, I don't want to do it that way again. What's kind of the next iteration of that? Now, again, I'm not trying to guide you or take you on a journey. I want to really just offer you a space that deals in the fact that there is nothing wrong with you. And the consequences, good or bad, of any of your choices don't mean anything about you. And can you practice doing that? I suppose that's my question. Can you take one thing today that, okay, hasn't been working for you? And instead of thinking you can force it, make it work. What is something else you can choose that maybe is more aligned with you now? Maybe that one thing that you're trying to make work isn't in a form that you can work with right now as you are right in the present. So again, I'm not here to guide you. I'm not here to help you improve anything. If you take some of this and your life improves on its own, you did that. I didn't do it. All I'm doing is giving you a space of orientation so that you can step out of the noise of the whole personal growth, breakthrough process world and actually take action on the reality. This is the way things are. What do I do now? That's a question to ask yourself. Now, so this is my first video I'm presenting. I know it's been almost a year. I was completely distracted. Again, creating things that in the end did not work for me. But I learned a lot in that period of time, a lot. And I'll share some of those things with you. And it's a practice to not give meaning to anything that happened that didn't work out, because it just didn't work. I don't see failure. I don't see success. I see something worked or something didn't work, just as a source of data. So here we are, our first video for 2026, and I'll see y'all next time.